Theoretical and Conceptual Frameworks. The learning objectives for this chapter are included on this slide. What is a theory? Ideas and knowledge of science. Research is based on theory. Theory is the initial inspiration for research study. Research helps answer the question, was my theory correct? An abstract generalization that explains how phenomena are interrelated, used less restrictively to refer to a broad characterization of a phenomenon. Theories consist of two or more concepts and a set of propositions that form a logically interrelated system, providing a mechanism for deducing hypotheses. What is the difference between frameworks and theories? Frameworks are a brief explanation of a theory, and they may be implicit. Theory, abstract rather than concrete, focuses on the general. Why are conceptual models important? These are more abstract than theories. They explain phenomenon of interest and reflect a philosophical stance. They cannot be tested via research. They may guide further qualitative studies. Operational definitions are often found in these models. Conceptual models deal with abstractions assembled in a coherent scheme. They represent a more loosely structured attempt to explain phenomenon than theories. They can serve as springboards for generating hypotheses. What sources are commonly used for conceptual definitions? Existing theoretical works must be used if proposition from theory being tested, always desirable when available, and should be directly quoted if possible and cited. Published concept analyses. Commonalities, theories, and conceptual models. Use concepts as building blocks. Require conceptual definitions of key concepts, can be represented in a schematic model, are created by humans, and are developed inductively. Commonalities, theories, and conceptual models continued. Cannot be proven. They are supported to greater or lesser degrees. Can be used to generate hypotheses. Can serve as a stimulus to research. Conceptual models of nursing are formal explanations of what nursing practice is. The four concepts central to models of nursing are human beings, the environment, health, and nursing. Conceptual models of nursing continued. Conceptual models of nursing that have been used in nursing research include Roy's adaptation model, middle-range theories which focus on more specific phenomenon, such as Beck's theory of postpartum depression, Michel's uncertainty and illness theory, and Pender's health promotion model. Here is a question for you. Tell whether the following statement is true or false. Conceptual models and theories are similar in that both can be represented by a schematic model. The answer is true. A conceptual model and a theory can be depicted or represented by a graphic representation or schematic model. Examples of key constructs from shared theories. The self-efficacy social cognitive theory, stages of change, trans-theoretical model, and behavioral intentions, theory of planned behavior. Theories in qualitative research, substantive theory, conceptualizations of the target phenomenon. Theory embedded in a research tradition, grounded theory, symbolic interactionism, ethnography, cultural theories, ideation and materialistic, Phenomenology, the phenomenological philosophy of human experience. Theoretical underpinning of grounded theory. Humans act toward things based on the meanings that the things have for them. The meaning of things is derived from the human interactions. Meanings are handled in and modified through an interpretive process. The use of theories or models in quantitative research. Testing a theory through deducing hypotheses to be tested. Testing a theory-based intervention. Using a theory model as an organizing or interpretive structure. Fitting a problem into theory, after the fact, not recommended. This is an example of the health promotion model. Audience response question. What does a study framework reflect? The correct answer is C, researcher's theory or idea about the study. When an idea for a study first emerges, the researcher has a theory about what the study outcomes will be and why. As a researcher develops a plan for conducting a study, the theory on which the study is based is expressed as the study framework. Sources of conceptual definitions. Previous studies using the concept, publications describing instrument development, general literature, performing a concept analysis. Framework, the overall conceptual underpinnings of a study. Theoretical framework based on theory. Conceptual framework based on a conceptual model. A study's framework is often implicit. Quantitative researchers are less likely to identify their frameworks than qualitative researchers. Question: which type of theory systematically explains relationships among phenomena? The correct answer is A, classical, and the rationale is classical theory is an abstract generalization that systematically explains relationships among phenomenon. Descriptive theory thoroughly describes a phenomenon based on rich observation of it. Grand theory attempts to explain large aspects of human experiences. Middle range theory focuses on specific aspects of human experience, for example, stress. What are the elements of a theory? Concepts. Abstractly define and name an object, idea, or phenomenon, thus providing it with a separate identity or a meaning. Conceptual definition, more comprehensive than a dictionary definition, includes associated meanings a word may have. Relational statement clarifies the type of relationship that exists between or among the concepts. Map or model graphically shows the interrelationships of the concepts and relational statements. What are middle range theories? They are less abstract and narrower in scope than conceptual models. They emerge from review of studies to build evidence-based practice related to a clinical problem. Question: which of the following is true about theoretical frameworks used in research? The correct answer is A. Theories are developed in nursing to explain phenomena important to clinical practice. Theories must be tested through research to determine their correctness. How do nurses utilize practice and intervention theories? Practice theory is a prescriptive theory. Intervention theory is a form of practice theory. These theories direct nursing interventions. Practice theory research develops into evidence-based practice. What are frameworks? Frameworks explain the theory, give relationships of variables, results in the hypothesis. The Theoretical Model by Benner, From Novice to Expert. The novice stage, and this is in terms of nursing students and skills development, are taught basic clinical nursing skills, and the teaching is task-oriented. The advanced beginner needs to continue practicing skills and is able to ask simplistic questions and is able to follow directions. The competent stage nursing students begin to prioritize actions and impact of measures that lead to long-term goals. The proficiency stage students experience guides decision-making and occurrences can be anticipated, and the expert stage of Benner's model demonstrates students making intuitive decisions and their experiences can guide decision-making. Evidence-based change theory. The evidence-based practice improvement model combines the practice or performance improvement and evidence-based practice, as both paradigms are quality improvement initiatives. The two models provide a more effective approach to allow the progression from identifying a clinical question through implementation and evaluation of outcomes. The model describes the steps required to implement the change process after identifying the clinical problem. The model combines both quality improvement practice initiatives, or performance improvement, and evidence-based practice. Both paradigms are quality improvement initiatives that reinforce an effective approach to allow the progression from identifying a clinical question through implementation and evaluation of outcomes.